What kind of intro is it this week? Guys,
The Dawn FM of a new era.
it is a big week. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Unpaid Nobodies podcast. Everyone like and subscribe and try not to swear for the first minute and a half.
Yeah, buckle up. It's going to be a long one.
Fuck, what a week. Oh, God.
you okay. You're the one that said it.
I know.
Cue the,
well, we're not making money off this anyway.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's fine.
Or the unpaid nobody.
Yeah, I don't want to sully my good name.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
No, we do have a long episode. It's a lot of news, and we're talking about an amazing trilogy.
And a big album. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's
I had 5 concerts this year.
Yeah, so many.
Or this week, I should say. But yeah, let's
just dive right in. Purvis, you want to run through the news?
Absolutely. Starting off with the albums, we have 2 Chainz, Larry June, and The Alchemist is finally dropping Life is Beautiful. They did release an early track, I believe, last week, I want to say. Sounded good. I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
Alchemist is going on a crazy run. He warned us last year that he has a lot of projects this year, so I'm here for it.
No, I'm real excited.
Cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, this is the exact next vibe I needed after this week.
Yes.
Cook some of this in there.
After these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I just meant for the weekend. Yeah, this is the weekend album came out.
Anyway, we also have Tyga. I know everyone's so excited. Relax. Coming out with NSFW.
Rack City? Is that even him?
I think so. I have to look it up now that you say it.
Yeah, look it up.
Yes, it is him. It is him.
Good.
Rack City. Wow, what a pull.
Someone call Travis Scott.
Yeah, honestly, this is old. What year is this? It's 2012. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, I remember. I was working at the hat store.
What was it? 13 years ago?
We played it every half hour.
I'll pull back. But anyway. We also have Nardo Wick coming with an EP called Hold Off. And then we have an R&B album by Chase Shakur dropping Wonder Love. And then we also have JPEG releasing the director's cut to last year's album, I Laid Down My Life for You.
Wow, that's the number one album I missed last year.
So I was gonna say, you still haven't listened to it. Has
that'll
anyone
be
else listened to it?
Yeah, I listened to it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Did you like it?
Yeah, one of my recommendations was from a song from. I think we
I couldn't remember.
ended up having the same recommendation at one.
Okay, bet. I was gonna say I couldn't remember if you brought it up during the Golden Nugget. But yeah,
No, I don't think I brought it up during the Golden Nugget, but I brought it up like
recently,
a couple weeks after it came out.
Yeah,
or
okay.
at one point throughout the year.
For sure. But recommend it. Brandon?
I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna listen to this. This will be my weekend. I needed to start cutting something else in. It's been a long week of just one thing.
Yeah, it's true. But it's been a good week. A lot of singles and videos coming out. We have, I don't know if you guys heard this. Have you heard the Tweaker song by Jello?
No.
I can't stand it.
Oh, you can't stand it? Why?
I just don't.
Okay. But yeah.
I'm old.
But this is the old vibe. This is the 2000s vibe.
I don't feel it.
You don't feel it?
I'm not. Yeah, it's not.
I don't know what this is.
I'm not mad at you. Yeah,
it's the song that's been blown up everywhere.
Brandon, Jello is the third ball brother. You know how there's Lonzo and LaMelo in the NBA.
Yeah, I'm aware of the
Jello is the third one. And
he had a failed basketball career. Now he's a rapper.
Was he?
And yeah, he went to UCLA and he got kicked off the team.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
And Lonzo Ball has writing credentials on the song.
We don't know how much though.
I'm pretty sure it's a good portion. Have you watched their show?
Oh yeah, like no, I haven't seen the show.
What's it called?
If you watch, it was on Facebook, whatever the fuck they had.
Oh, that's why I haven't
following LeVar.
Yeah,
dude, I don't care. LeVar is 3 for 3. He was entertaining when he came out, and all the Suns are doing something. But anyway, Jello's the third brother, and he released a song called Tweaker, and it absolutely blew up. He performed at the halftime show when the Lions lost. Like, he is somehow big.
And I blame him for that.
Look, the Lions are injured. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that's true, but when you get like, he's not a big enough star to do that, I feel.
Well, I will say this: the remix is coming out, and Lil Wayne's on it. So
Yeah, I saw that's.
Whether you like it or not, he's here.
Yeah,
Anyway.
exactly. Whether I like it or not, he's going to be the next big thing.
Yeah, so maybe he'll be.
And he's going to have a bunch of writers on a bunch of songs that he didn't create.
What if he gets really good writers, though?
I mean, he probably will. He honestly probably will, because he can afford it.
You need to listen to this song, Brandon. I feel like you would like it.
It's right up Brandon's alley.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like you'll like it.
Okay. Give me a second. I will listen to it right now. Tweakers by Jello.
By Jello. Just Tweaker.
Tweaker. I got it right
All
here.
you need is like 30 seconds. It's
Gonna be a song he annoys Rachel with.
This is the first time I've listened to this like actually on Spotify. This is hilarious. Any thoughts?
This is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Thank you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly what I'm talking.
Goofy. Anyway,
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I don't think it's like awful. I don't think it's like the worst thing I've ever heard. Like, it's better than 6ix9ine or whatever. But like,
I mean, I would agree with that.
yeah, I guess it's not but it doesn't sound like. It does sound like very, like, annoyingly new and annoyingly old at the same time. But it's a little catchy though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So.
We'll let you listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to the whole thing, but just first impression, not awful. Like,
I'll take that. So some other singles we have. IDK is partnering with Denzel Curry, and they will be dropping. I don't know if it's SU or 2, but anyway, they're dropping a single. That should be entertaining. We have Tommy Richmond is back. He is dropping Acting Up. Dropped a little teaser not too long ago. Not gonna lie, it sounds the same to me. Sorry.
yeah, I listen to it. Yeah,
the internet has moved on. Next.
yeah,
Yeah, literally.
yeah.
It is
It's not working. I had hopes for him. I thought it would work.
Yeah.
No,
I like the stuff, so
no,
it is what it
they
is.
like the stuff, but
That's the internet. But anyway, Key Glock is dropping 3 a.m. in Tokyo.
this guy's a genius. The way he's spelling Tokyo.
What does he use the Glock as a key for? I want to know.
Dude, I wish I could tell you. I really do. But here we are. The return of Cardi B's here. Cardi B and
Oh, yeah.
Pedersen Fontaine. I don't know who this is.
Just when the world needed her most.
She will be releasing the song "Toot It Up" because that's exactly what we needed right
Well,
now.
because Ice Spice asked if she thought she was the shit, so you got to shoot it up.
God, Ice Spice did not last long.
Nope.
I was close with my one-hit wonder prediction.
She had way more than one hit, but yeah, you're right. She
had
did
more
not
than-
have a long shelf life.
I'll give her a 5-hit wonder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I
Ice-
would have given you that. Like,
It's an
Ice
EP wonder.
yeah, you can call her an EP wonder if you want.
It's actually a good idea. We can trademark that.
I've always stood by the fact that I think that Fetty Wap is the one album wonder. Like
And
that.
now he's blowing up. He's the biggest meme ever.
Yeah, but like that.
That was a good question. I don't know if he knows that. Like,
No,
you
isn't
actually-
he in jail?
he is-
With how much you can get away with in jail nowadays, like
he probably
you
has a
see,
fault.
you see prison inmates having TikToks showing how they're fucking making prison food. I'm
That's
guaranteeing you he has a phone and he's seeing this and he's seeing all this money come in and he's just like, I'm just sitting here doing nothing.
Well, when he gets out, he'll get
But
back.
yeah.
So,
But I'm gonna stand on this. I think the Fetty Wap self-titled album is a great
one-hit
album.
wonder. Yeah,
It's not one hit. That guy had an entire year.
he did. Honestly, dare I say, as big as Soulja Boy's year that one year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Moving on, we have Giveon dropping 20s, and then we have Wiz Khalifa already out has dropped his Squabble Up.
Oh, I meant to
remix.
listen to this before we got on. I was
Pretty
listening
good.
to so much. I heard it was good. I've
It's
heard
good.
everyone say it's cool. Yeah. No, it sounds great. Like this sounds like the exact kind of thing I would like.
It reminds me of some old school Wiz Khalifa where he used to do this a bunch.
Right.
Like you don't see artists really do this, and I feel like Kendrick's bringing that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring back our blog era.
Yeah, no, I love the fact that everyone's been freestyling over the GNX beats. He had the Hey Now freestyle with Tyler.
Yeah.
That was so good. I feel like this is probably in a similar vein. I haven't heard it yet, but I'm gonna listen to it as soon as I'm done here.
Very quickly, since you brought up Tyler, do you guys think he's gonna be there?
So where?
Because the video
Hell
had
no.
football.
No.
No,
not
he's like
no.
literally said over and over again that he will not be at the football game.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair.
'cause
He has
he's
tour
in the middle
dates.
of his tour.
Yeah, he has like tour dates, I think.
I forgot it started. It's true. Okay,
Yeah.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
He
In
was-
the Instagram group,
yeah.
I sent the merch. So take the
Oh,
He
yeah.
said, I think when they say guest, I think the biggest guest is going to be Mustard.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I think the wildest thing they might do is get Dochi.
I think Dochi's gonna come out because
Yeah.
in the Apple Music interview he did today, he said he's gonna tell a story. So I think we're gonna see a lot that's the black culture from Louisiana that we're gonna see. So
Interesting.
I think we're gonna see like
And
a
she's a Southern
Dochi
artist.
pop out, and we're gonna see some surprises definitely.
I think so. I think that could
Expect an HBCU marching band.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
But but Dochi's from Florida, right? So it wouldn't be
Yeah.
like it's a local thing.
Yeah, but
just
it'd
South
be
in
Maybe
general.
Southern
the southern aspect.
Yeah.
Denzel Curry, perhaps.
Bring your young.
Do they
blood.
have anything?
No. Yeah, I feel like Dochi's just so close to Kendrick, like in terms of just like being on TDE and like in the same style, and like heavily rumored to be a part of the Grand National Tour. Like I know a lot. I'm not on social media as much, but I'm on Blue Sky a little bit. It's cool. It's not overwhelming, but it's a little bit boring. And like I knew a lot of people thought that the Grammy night they would announce that she would join the GNX tour.
Yeah, but with her winning Best Rap Album,
Yeah,
I think that's
no,
gonna be
definitely.
a bigger surprise.
100%. I can totally see that. So, but yeah, I think like if we're talking like a cool name that might show up, I think that's pretty much it. Like I literally like the week before, I'm like, oh, like I don't think we've brought up the fact that like SZA will probably be there, and then they announced that she was going to be there, which makes total sense.
Okay, well, let's get into the news because we already kind of talked about the Grammy, so we'll get there. Some other news that's going on: Frank Ocean, not music, but he is apparently shooting his debut film in Mexico City. So that's something. Hopefully some new music with it, but who knows? We have NPR Tiny Desk has officially announced their lineup for Black History Month. We are going to have Corday, Leon Thomas, Marvin Sapp, Lotto, and a lot of other names coming out. So super excited for that. And then Beyonce's back. The big announcement that was delayed was a tour.
Yeah.
I figured it would be. I mean,
It was either going to be a tour or a new album, and
and
I think a tour was an obvious.
She's gonna milk the tours till she goes to Act 3.
Yeah. Especially because how much you could do with Cowboy Carter. It is an epic album. I bet there will be real horses. That's my bet. Put that on. Does DraftKings have that?
Actually, probably yes. Believe it or not.
Yeah. I
Wait,
think
wasn't
she's
she
gonna have a
already on
full
the horse?
rodeo theme.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a full rodeo theme.
Yeah.
Wasn't she already on a horse when you went to the last tour?
It wasn't a real horse. It was like
Yeah.
it was a horse that they suspended into the air, so it was like a fake one.
Okay.
Yeah, but this being a massive stadium too. Massive.
Yeah, 100%. I think the rodeo theme is gonna happen. Very
Go for it.
excited. Very excited.
This
I
might
will
be-
be getting tickets to this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, I'll probably wait a minute, see if they, I just can't afford it right now, but I'll get it eventually. Like,
completely.
Weeknd was priority.
Do we know what the Weeknd was the priority? Do we know when it is in Chicago?
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
I've only seen the announcement.
Yeah, like I don't even know if I've seen. I haven't heard that they even have a date for the pre-sale.
May 15th.
May 15th in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's soon.
That is 2 days
That
after
is-
my birthday.
that is very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
they go on sale next week.
Okay. Cool.
There's 2 shows, 15th and 17th. So
Oh,
probably
interesting.
won't sell out. Well, it might, but
No,
you know.
they'll sell
Yeah,
out, but
the 11th.
they'll sell
they go on
out, but
sale
they
the
won't
11th.
be super expensive on the secondary market, which was fine. Like,
Hopefully so.
yeah.
Okay. Some other stuff going on. These is all names that I'm going to be bringing up in the Grammys anyway. So, Kanye West showed up to the Grammys.
Yeah, dude, this was
there was
insane.
there was a rumor that he got kicked out. He did not get kicked out, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
his
he was
wife-
nominated.
He was nominated for what?
Vultures
Carnival.
or
Ultras.
Carnival nominated for best rap song.
Jeez,
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, so
That just get irritated. Anyway. Anyway, he has his interview up on Easy.com with Justin LA Boy. So that's the thing.
did you guys watch it?
No.
I haven't. I actually want
Are
to
you?
watch part of it. I want to watch part of it
I'm not.
until I can't handle it anymore.
No,
Dude,
I'm good.
I saw the photos of his like Grammy after party.
There was an after party?
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
like photos of him like out just like having fun with people and whatever. I don't know what happened. It can't just be in my head, but like the magic around Kanye is just gone.
It
to
is.
me.
It is just gone. Yeah.
It is.
All those photos, he looks like a completely different person. Like he lost a bunch of weight. Good for him,
He is.
happy and healthy, whatever. But like everything else he's got going on is just like it just feels weird and like different, and
It's not the
the
same.
the vibe is off. Something is weird. in a
It's
way-
literally not the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I can't. I don't know what words to use to describe it. It just feels like unsettling. It's like watching a doppelganger.
It is.
It is
like,
unsettling.
It is unsettling. It is. I was honestly thinking today, like how crazy it is that it took us so long to get off the Kanye train, right? Like, which is crazy because like I was watching a YouTube video that I thought about hip hop. I forget the exact thing it was. It was some guy, and in the middle of it, he defends Vultures One, and I'm like, oh my god, those people exist. Like,
There's a lot more than you would think.
right? But like,
yeah.
yeah, I get it. Like, I get that there are people who are still on the Kanye train, but like, it is just wild how his behavior has devolved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
he's
even
massive
it's not even-
overseas.
Yeah, he's still huge overseas. He's been doing like the Asia redemption tours, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not even that for me. It's the fact that like he so quickly shifted from being a taste maker to relying on and like falling back on tropes and references and just like other content from his catalog to remain relevant, where it's like he's no longer the one pushing the paradigm of what hip hop is, which is like what carried his career for so far for so long, and it's like it's become a trope basically.
Yeah,
And like
I
like the
agree.
fact that he remixed his own Hell of a Life as part of Vultures One, I was like, it's over, we're cooked. This is like when you become self-referential of your own content in that way, it's like it's over for you. You're washed up. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Said Chad, am I cooked?
Yeah.
Correct.
No, and
I agree.
like it's not good. And I completely agree with you. He's just like he went from being like someone who like just yeah, you're right, pushed the paradigm of hip hop. Like just like was at the top of the culture and like kind of conducted it in a way. And now he is just doing the Kanye thing and like and I think 2024 was a huge moment of like, oh, hip hop is leaving him behind. Like,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like this whole point, like, you know, like think about when he interjected himself into the beef. Like people talk about Drake's entries into beef with more admiration. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
I
That is
just
true.
you know,
think
like
he had such a creative high where
Yeah.
he was at the highest of high, and when you are at that peak, you take a fall and hard
yeah,
or a long and hard fall,
yeah, it is. It just that's just what happens, and
that's exactly what's happening.
right, and we'll see what happens with like the current person at the top of the paradigm. We'll see how that goes. I think it'll probably be better, but who knows?
Yeah, but especially when you have mental health
I was gonna
issues
say,
like
there's a lot of
Kanye
Yeah.
personal too.
and a lot of personal issues like Kanye has, it's just like, how can you recover from that? And I feel like, who would we say it's at the top right now? Travis?
I mean,
Kendrick.
Kendrick?
I think
was
it's
gonna say,
easily
how do you
Kendrick.
define track like the top? Like,
In terms
Yeah.
of in terms of like share of like what is it, like brain share, mind share, I would say Kendrick right now. But I think like you look at the last 5 years, it's been pretty conclusively Travis in terms of his output, and then also just like the spectacle around all the third party, everything else going on in like the overall culture.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I
So
disagree with that, but I think
it'd be
20.
one of those two,
Yeah,
I'd say.
I think Travis is like the last true hip hop superstar, right? I think he's absolutely like a superstar. I don't think he like moves the cult. Like I don't think Travis could completely change the sound of the culture overnight, like what Kendrick did. Like Kendrick turned Tyler into a West Coast rapper. Like it's insane, like what has happened in the last year. And like, listen, like I think Travis is a superstar and like probably the biggest names and massively influential. But I just don't know, like, especially in like the more traditional realm of hip hop, like I just don't know if he has the same kind of cultural clout.
In hip hop, maybe so. I think to areas external to that also, like the fact that the color brown it has been as popular as it has been for such a long time in like the last couple years is in no small part due to like his rollout around Astroworld and like the color choices around shit like that. Like this stuff
I think
trickles
that's
down.
it. I, as someone who's like works in design, I think that's a stretch.
It's not. It's
the,
not. I'm telling you.
in
I have stuff to
certain
back this up.
fashion,
We don't
Like
gotta
in
get
very
everything.
maybe in very specific subcultures, yes, but like brown is like
Yeah.
the Pantone color of the year last year, and
Yeah.
like industrial design and things like that have way more of a pull on that kind of stuff, and that's just
Sure.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like, there's like releases by brands of like clothing, whatever else, like stuff like
Yeah,
that.
maybe in the
There-
hyper
there-
specific streetwear section, sure, I can grant you
maybe,
that.
yeah. I mean, streetwear is kind of dead right now, but like you've seen that translated into other areas as well. We don't have to get into the whole thing, but like
Yeah,
there
but
there are areas of influence that have been like working since like 2017, 2018 that are still, it seems, paying dividends in terms of like offshoots of those styles, is what I'm saying.
yeah, but like also like I just, and this has just been the founding kind of point of this thing, is that I just don't think those things ultimately matter.
Sure.
Right? Like I think like it's all about like the music and like the culture around the music. I think like Travis certainly has more like the spectacle of him performing live, I think is a pretty valid argument for sure. Like having witnessed it, I think if you wanted to say Travis was the best performing hip hop artist, I know a lot of people would disagree with that, but I actually think that that's valid. I just think in terms of like cultural moments, right? Like, you know, I don't know if Travis could do a Not Like Us.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know if he can make a diss track that is that sonically impactful with bars that people will be able to perform 6 hours after it dropped. Like people were in nightclubs singing that out, singing along with it, like, you know, hours after it came out.
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, shall we get to the Grammys?
Yes.
Well, we still have the Kendrick and Timothy Chalamet.
Oh,
interview that's
yeah. No, this is
dropping.
big. Yeah, he's dropping an interview with Timothy Chalamet, which is interesting.
They have the
Tomorrow,
same
right?
stylists.
I
did know that.
I don't find it that interesting because it's like Timothy is the biggest actor out there right now, and Kendrick's the biggest
Yeah.
musician out there right now. So
And Timothy has like he's like very good friends with Kid Cudi, so he's like in hip hop to a degree.
exactly, and
He's
his
in
interview with Nardwa and his performance on College Football Game Day have just skyrocketed him, like showing he has a personality and he's not just an
He does,
actor.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Lisa Al Gaib right there. That's all I know.
It is the Lisa Agaib.
That's
I have a take, or not a take, a theory.
yeah.
I don't think Timothy Chalamet knows ball like that. I think he's a professional actor and he's very good at memorizing things, and I think that was what that was.
Interesting.
I don't know.
know.
There's videos that popped up from when he was a kid talking about ball like that.
I don't know. I feel like that's
Hey.
like I saw it. I don't know ball like that, and it was like
It's like that's like hyper specific. Like just to pull that out is crazy.
dude.
I
That
don't know.
you
That's
sport
cool.
football fans though.
College
is-
football fans.
College football fans are like that though. That's like
you'll see me pull out some random shit.
I was gonna say, Jasper, you just gonna have to believe us on this one.
yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
This one you just gonna have to.
like you're gonna have to just like
The conversations I've had about sports, like it is insane how people talk about sports. It is their personality.
Yeah,
How they,
well,
like,
I'm
express-
aware.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
yeah.
it gets intense. The NBA broke the internet this week, so like it's a lot going on.
Dude, someone's got to explain that to me.
It's too much.
Dude, I just want to have news that has nothing to do with the fall of democracy. Like the fall of the Houston, was it Houston? Like
Okay.
I'm just gonna put it this way: if just think in the hip hop form, if we had
Ooh,
to
this should be
trade
fun.
Kendrick
This
Lamar
should be fun.
for LL Cool J,
It's got to be someone younger than Kendrick, though.
but,
It's gotta be-
but that's what it'd be. It'd be Kendrick's at his high point right now. I'm just putting like age. I'm
oh,
not
so like
using age.
so they
Like,
traded
He's
Jo-
at his high point.
what's the guy's name?
Luka
Jokic?
Doncic
Luka Doncic.
is a high point player. He's one of the top 3 to 5 best players in the league. And you traded him for someone who is pretty much past his prime right now.
Mm.
AD's still good.
I smell a conspiracy.
That's the route you're gonna take.
Let's all invent a conspiracy tag. The Luca
management got
is
rid of
moving to
him
be with a new
because
family because he saw a crime. Like,
You know
They
what,
traded
Brandon?
him because he's overweight.
Brandon, it would be Dreamville trading Jid for Bodie James.
Yeah.
To Griselda. That's what it would be.
so like the
Yeah.
guy they traded
There you
him
go.
for was very good, but much older and not a hit maker. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
He's injury prone, yes.
okay, yeah, good. Okay.
You did it so
Now
much
you're
better.
caught up.
Yeah, you guys did a good job. No, and I could see where Jeff was going. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now I can talk. Now I can look at news that doesn't have the word Elon in it.
Yes, we're moving up.
Till tomorrow.
Till tomorrow. God damn it.
Okay, let's talk about the Grammys because they actually did it right.
Yeah.
They did it so right. The
Yeah.
Weeknd returned.
Yeah, so like that has me thinking, like rethinking my position on the Grammys because I wonder. To me, that implies that they're like doing something different. Because like my problem with the Grammys
Artists,
is,
no.
yeah, I wonder like what it is. There has to have been some kind of switch, right?
I think they've realized
Just like
how
in the
much
tabulation,
award.
like who's casting the votes, things like that.
Yeah.
Because
But
like,
I also think that they got to the point where they realized the award ceremony, someone needs to change something, and why not it be us?
sure, yeah, and like I know the award ceremonies are fun spectacle. Like I watched the Oscars for years, but like I've always felt, I don't know, I've always felt weird about it. And then when they didn't nominate Adam Sandler for Uncut Gems, I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like,
Yeah.
and to me, it's just like, so they're all just kind of silly. But I'm not going to be mad when people who I think deserve to be like celebrated get awards. And I do think that's what happened tonight or that night.
Interesting
Yeah.
enough. And I'll link I won't get into the article, but I will link the article. Apparently the voting did actually change.
I would not doubt that. I have not learned on that. So
Yeah, me
this
either.
would be
I just
something I would
found
be learning right now. but it sounds like that's what happened. And if that's what happened, then
Good.
I mean, that was
probably
the big.
do feel differently because like
That was the Weeknd's biggest reason why he
yeah.
boycotted them.
Yeah, because like not too long ago, like the voting body of the Grammys was like the like Billboard marketing department had like a huge presence on the voting board, which like obviously that's going to just sway the votes some way. But I wouldn't. Go ahead.
Can we talk about how Not Like Us has the same number of Grammys as Drake?
Yup.
That is good.
Swept the board, all 5.
All
I
right.
had to listen to White Patrick tell me that the song's not elite enough to have 5 Grammys, and I had to not crash out.
God. Like I will admit that like it was played a lot and I had to go a good 6 months without listening to it. But like 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm gonna listen to this again. And you know what? I was like, this is amazing. This is
So
a perfect song.
So good.
I'm surprised it won Record of the Year because that's kind of more of a writer award.
Yeah, I wonder if I wonder if it's almost like a like I was backing up. I read this paper once about like the psychology of like awarding things and how like a huge factor is like the other work that you have out contemporaneously. Like when Matthew McConaughey won for Dallas Buyers Club, a lot of people believe that that's because True Detective was on the air while people were filling out the ballots.
It's mindshare.
Yeah, it's mindshare. Yeah, exactly. So like I don't doubt that like at least Record of the Year, which like fuck off. I think Not Like Us is better than the other songs nominated. So I'm just going to say that. And I think there were some great, songs nominated. But I do think a mind share was a huge part of it. And like you're right, I think it's a writer award. But like I don't know, I think if there's an artist who has definitely excelled at writing this year, I think it's Kendrick. I think Kendrick put out one of his strongest pieces of work in years, and I think his main competition in that category didn't. Yeah, so yeah, no, I see what you mean. Like I get it, but like I think it's probably a mind share thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only way Cardi B was able to win over everybody else in 2018, to be honest, for Invasion of Privacy. Over Daytona World.
Yeah, I mean, like, I agree, like 100%, because I think both those albums are better than Invasion of Privacy. But like, also, I think that gets down to like, yeah, but that is, if you put it from the mindset of like the majority of the people casting the votes work for the marketing department of Billboard, then it becomes a little bit more obvious. Then it probably, goes Cardi B, then Travis, then Pusha.
Sure.
And now like I've not read the article Purvis just sent, but like if the voting body has changed, then obviously that's going to mean different work is getting awarded. And like I think this was kind of really signaled last year too with Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Right? Like Michael winning rap album of the year. It was really cool. Like I saw a moment on Instagram of Killer Mike dapping up and really talking to Doechii, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, I love that we're able to acknowledge like talent in all these different forms now. So yeah, if there's like substantial change to the whole process, I can be more pro Grammy, and I don't disagree with any award that we're talking about on this thing you've written up, Purvis.
Yeah, I guess I can go through them. I just tried to highlight ones that like we've talked about. Beyonce finally got her album of the year.
But it's country album of the year.
She got both.
Yeah. No, she got album of the year.
She got album.
She did.
She got album of the year and country album of the year.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't stand up at first, because she didn't think she'd won.
She has the most Grammys.
That was just country album.
Yeah.
I think it was wrong.
Yeah, and like, no, she got both, and yeah, it's wild. It was. I mean, Cowboy Carter is a statement. It was really, really good. It's the album. I know Chapel Roan's had a huge year. Sabrina Carpenter had a huge year. Charlie XCX, who I really like, to be honest. Like, I actually really liked Brat and Charlie XCX. Kind of always have. Like, but out of all those categories, like, Cowboy Carter is just a testament, right? Like it is just like a body of work. Like, and it's running uphill for me because I'm not a big country person, but it worked for me at least. Like, and God knows, like it worked for, you know, people I know who like Beyonce and like country very much. So I'm very happy that this happened.
Can I just say, I did call on this podcast that Chaperone was going to win Best New Artist, and here we are.
I think that
Even
was
though
the
she-
most obvious one, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though
Yeah.
she's not New Artist, it's
Yeah,
just funny to me.
No, she
That's
was excellent, and she gave a great speech.
Yeah.
She gave a really great speech. So I was really happy that she won that. And yeah, no, we also got 5 Grammys for Kendrick for Not Like Us.
5 for 5. Bring out the broom. A full sweep. Anderson .Paak got Best Progressive R&B Album. Doechii got Hip Hop Album of the Year and released a song. What a flex.
That is the hardest shit you could possibly do.
Love that.
Like having a song ready to drop when you win Rap Album of the Year.
And having it be literally sampled the Kanye West speech of it's
So good, dude.
that's talent, character, everything. Love it.
Yeah, she's quickly just going from being like just the top female rapper to becoming just like the top rapper. It's nuts.
This is good.
Instagram comments would have you thinking otherwise, but all these people are idiots.
I don't care. I don't look at fucking comments. Like
comment section.
It's stupid.
On anything.
Dude, I sometimes like I will read like the wall of a bathroom, like bar bathroom, to take a break from comment section.
Better.
Yeah, it's just like last year when people were like, I don't know who Killer Mike is. I never heard of him. It's like, that's not the flex you think it is.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yep, that's not the flick. That's the perfect way to put it. That's not.
Yeah,
the flick.
Like,
exactly.
tell me you're not actually into the culture without telling me you're not actually into the culture if you don't know who Doechii is. Never heard of her.
Yeah, right.
I had a friend. I bet my friend. He's one of the biggest Eminem fans I know, and he wasn't petty about this, by the way, which I was very proud of him about. But I bet him as soon as Eminem dropped that it wasn't going to win Grammy of the Year. And when he found out it was Doechii, he was like, "Who the fuck is Doechii?" And I was just like, "You just wouldn't know because you don't actually listen to hip hop," which he wasn't offended by. But it's just like you need to understand what you're stepping into.
It is wild, right? Because like you and me have known about Doechii for a couple of years,
for a long time.
Yeah, since she signed to TDE, and like, you know, granted, like a lot of people are going to get to know her now when she drops like her first big project. So, you know, I'm happy she's had this big year, but like, she hasn't been a secret at the same time. Like, I know people who are not nearly as plugged into hip hop who've known about Doechii for at least years.
High profile videos, high profile features.
Yeah, no, she's been, and like, I'm just very happy for her. I'm very happy for her, and I'm very excited. You know, I feel like we're gonna see just bigger and better things from her for a very long time, and it's just cool to have that, and it's cool to see it recognized.
Yes. What I do appreciate out of the West Coast is that they are pushing the competitive spirit back.
100%, yeah. And also, do want to shout out Anderson .Paak. I did finally about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you listened to it?
Yeah, it's very, very good. It's not something, honestly, like it's just a little too fluffy to be in my rotation all the time, but it's really, really good. I've always thought the progressive R&B album category was a little weird, but I think this fits. Like, I'm not mad at it.
I'm mad at it.
Why?
Why?
Because this beat the only thing that Bando Stone was nominated for.
Oh, Bando Stone was nominated for progressive?
Yeah, and this beat that, and I'm not happy about it.
I mean,
whatever.
I understand that because I definitely understand feeling like Bando Stone is a better project than this because I agree. But I feel like Bando Stone isn't an R&B project. Like
it's not a progressive R&B
right?
project.
It's like
any of it, and that's why
it's kind of like and like I don't know. That's just the nature of the game. I think it's unfortunate. I to be honest, I thought Childish Gambino got robbed. Well, no, he wasn't going to win over Good Kid, Mad City. Never mind. Yeah.
You got to fit in some kind of box.
Although, fun fact, right? We've only had 2 rap songs that won record of the year, and that's Not Like Us and This Is America.
Wow.
And This Is America
Wait.
also started as a Drake diss.
Didn't Lose Yourself win that too?
I don't know. I think you might be thinking of the
I think Lose
Oscars.
Yourself- Well, Lose Yourself won the Oscar for Best Original Song, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
It might be another category too.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So
All right.
both hip hop record of the year winners have roots as Drake disses.
We love to see it.
He truly
Yeah,
is.
you're right.
He truly
You're
is.
right. It's the second one.
Yeah.
But,
All
Brandon,
right.
Can
Well,
we get into your original Angel Boy, Angel Child?
yeah, dude, this is wild. All right, guys. It is like very weird to be like, yeah, I really like The Weeknd when he's like the most commercial out there mainstream artist right now. Dude has 181 million listeners on Spotify. Like, you know, it is insane. But it is like, yeah, like I remember learning about him before House of Balloons came out. Like, I remember my friend Muhammad showed me a Weeknd song on Drake's blog that like you can't find the original version except for like on SoundCloud with weird names. Right? Like, so yeah, it's been like a long time. Like I remember when I first learned about The Weeknd, some people thought he was a band.
Yeah.
Like I remember that era where like people didn't know if it was a singer or if it was like a band or not. Like,
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of that bit from Eric Andre where it's like Eric asks whatever her name is, "Do you listen to Waka Flocka? Is that a song or a band?" And Hannibal Buress is standing behind her, just goes, "It's a man."
That is a good skit. Okay.
yeah, no, that is exactly what it is. Yeah. But yeah, so he was like the first artist, him and maybe Vic Mensa, but like The Weeknd has just, you know, a much larger, you know, more bombastic career. And yeah, it is wild to see someone go from like being so underground that you don't know if they're a band or a solo artist to like this level of work. Like both at a production value, this is an expensive album. This does not sound independently produced. It's long, it's conceptual. It addresses maybe the largest creative weakness in The Weeknd's career, which is the lyrical ability, like the lyrical content.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think this album has some insanely well written songs, right? Like I love the original trilogy, right? I think they're very good at like, I think he's an incredible singer. I think the lyrics are very good on like a lyrical, like, do they sound good in the ear kind of thing. But he's not saying anything on High for This, right? Like,
Sounds good though.
sounds great. And that's like, but like, you know, let's put it in the context. That's all it has to be. You're right.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's the correct answer. Like, but now like seeing that progress, you know, seeing the songwriting get so much more like dynamic and over the course of his career, and you know, getting to this where he's like doing these songs that are so conceptual. I feel like they are in the same realm of like a Frank Ocean or Kendrick Lamar, right? Like it's wild. And yeah, it's a huge moment for people who've been fans for him, because like I know Jeff like was there with me during the mixtape era as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I came across The Weeknd.
Yeah,
as soon
very
as House of
early as
Balloons
well.
Came out.
Yeah,
As soon as I heard High for This, that was his first song he ever put out.
yeah, High for This.
As soon as I heard that, boom,
Yeah,
I've been attached.
yeah,
Instantly knew.
Instantly. Like
Yeah.
as soon as I heard that beat, I'm like, boom.
Yeah. And like, and it's no secret I'm a fan. I'm wearing literal merch. Like
gonna
House
wear
of
my,
Balloons is like quite literally my favorite mixtape of all time. I put it above Acid Rap. I put it above,
I know.
you know, I think it's so fucking good, dude. It's so fucking good, dude.
Yeah, but that original trilogy though, that just has such a high standard.
Such a high standard, right? And like And like, look, I'm also not someone who's incapable of acknowledging the faults in the artist I like. The Weeknd struggled moving from the mixtape to the album format.
Yeah.
Kissland, I was not listening to music that much when that came out. Kissland was rough, right?
Rough.
And Beauty
That's
Behind
okay.
the Madness, better, still kind of rough. Like,
Not a whole lot of beauty there, unfortunately.
yeah, I think there's some.
The Hills slapped. But
Oh yeah, those songs are great. Yeah, like Often,
slapped.
which feels like it was left over from Thursday, and like
Earned It, slapped. The rest of it, I don't know.
Yeah, no, but then Starboy happened, and it was like, oh, this is an album artist,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And then this trilogy started.
Even Starboy had growing pains in that it felt very commercial. Like
It did.
The production is too clean for its own good. It's like it really leans into like a super, almost like pop, like a really polished pop sound. I think in a way that like doesn't hurt him, but also doesn't help him. Where it's like it's that sound as you need.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair, and I think especially in context now after Hours and Dawn FM and Hurry Up Tomorrow. I think that's fair. I think to me because like to me I think the big growing pains on Starboy are just like the words, right? Like it is a very
message.
To me, like they're all kind of have very commercialized albums. Like I don't love After Hours because I think it's his least commercial album. It's his biggest hit, right? But I like it for the content that's like the creative work that's there. But yeah, no, I definitely think Starboy had growing pains, but I think at that point it started to be like, oh, he's gonna be fine, right?
I agree.
And also I do think it's hard to say polished for your own good when you're working with the 2010s era Daft Punk.
That's fair.
I think like when that's your big creative touch point throughout, because that's literally like the songs that start and end the album. I know they don't work on the whole album, but that is like the whole arc. I feel like when that's like your creative North Star, like, I think there's definitely growing pains on that album for sure. But I think like I'm going to forgive it for being a little extra glossy.
Totally. Yeah. And the thing is that there's nothing wrong with the gloss inherently. It's appreciating where his music came from to what it turned into on that project. That was a bit of a disconnect, I think.
I think that's fair. But
then you don't get the sounds of After Hours or Dawn FM without the influence of Starboy. I would say, like,
After Hours is just when it starts firing on all cylinders, right? Like he really comes
like hits his stride with that style.
Because like he kind of just went from like a French house inspired pop to like more of a 80s synth pop. And I also think like the fact that After Hours brought back so many of the producers from House of Balloons and Echoes of Silence, like Ilangelo. Like I think that combination of like finding a specific pop lane and bringing back the sounds from the more authentically R&B days. Yeah, I think it's wild. So, does anyone else want to talk for a minute? Like,
I was actually just curious because I know Jasper just spoke on it. Jasper, I know the least about your opinion in terms of the Weeknd. Like, I know Brandon. I've known Brandon's really the reason that I like the Weeknd.
Yeah.
Like, I knew about the Weeknd clearly before him, but like he's been pushing him for me. So, what is your opinion?
I feel like I have a complicated position on the Weeknd, the artist, and not a complicated position on the Weeknd, the music, where it's like everything I hear of the Weeknd, I really like, and I think there's zero issue with that. It's like, dude is operating at a very high level, and I think he's one of the very few artists out there where the critical mass of popularity and the ubiquity that he has within pop culture is entirely justified because he makes music at a caliber where finally the masses have something to attach themselves to that's actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
That's my
talk your shit. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's really good.
There's so much pop that is just trash, or it's like flash in the pan, make a song, it's popular for 6 weeks, that's it. But for me, the Weeknd's blessing in that the music is so good is also a little bit of a downfall in terms of his art trajectory as an artist. Because for me, if you sit me in a room and put on a Weeknd song, and I don't explicitly know it from like the Weeknd stuff that I know because I don't know the first half of the catalog as well. Musically, he is, and to an extent aesthetically, mainly musically, he is so damn consistent throughout his career that it's like without the musical changes of the albums, there's very little for me to differentiate early from old and things like that. And not in a bad way. I say the same thing about
No,
Tyler.
I think that's
You
totally
give me
fair.
you give me a Tyler verse without a backing track from Goblin and compare it to something off of the new album, his voice is basically the same for about 10 years.
Yeah, on an
And
aesthetic level, on a sonic aesthetic level, I
yeah,
think you're absolutely on the money.
yeah. So like I first learned about the Weeknd really when The Hills and Can't Feel My Face like blew the fuck up like in college.
Yeah.
Um Good Not Great at the time, they were hits. I listened to them, I got to know the hits, and like that just kind of progressed. When Starboy came out, I was really into it because I've been into Daft Punk for a long time. So like I again kind of picked out the songs that I liked. I thought the album was good, not great. I think the entire album hits a bit of a slow point in the middle, and I loved the Daft Punk produced tracks and a couple other things here and there. Um, and then yeah, when After Hours came out, or not, yeah, when After Hours came out, it was like again, pick out the hits, take what you like, and that was kind of like my approach to the Weeknd because a lot of his stuff did feel kind of very samey in some ways.
Okay.
Not in a bad way, because when you're at that high level of everything is great, everything is great. But at that point, it's like for the
I get
volume
it.
of
Yeah.
content, you pick and choose what you want to listen to.
I feel like you also have to zoom in a little bit and
Yes.
like kind of be familiar with the albums as albums and not just as like a sequence of songs.
Yeah,
Or,
and
or
that was
just like
tough.
not just the hits to see like the
Yeah.
aesthetic growth because it really is like song over song. It really is album over album more than song over song. Like
Yeah,
there's a bunch of songs on Hurry Up Tomorrow that you could have very cleanly picked and put into earlier Weekend projects.
totally.
And I think that is true throughout his career. I think the albums in their totality sound much different. But
Yeah, I agree. And that brings me to where I am now, which is when we started talking about the Weeknd, I think around when Dawn FM came out, I went and I did listen to the original trilogy all the way through, finally. And I love House of Balloons as a whole. I think the
Okay.
next two are weaker, and I don't
Okay.
like them as much. But then we get into some more that I do like. I think Starboy as a project has grown on me in spite of it being a little content empty. Um, I don't know if I've actually I didn't like Kissland, and I'm not going to go back and listen to it again.
that's fine.
I I didn't really get, I don't think I even got all the way through Beauty Behind the Madness.
Okay.
It just didn't, I think I was saturated, but I would go back and listen to that. I've listened to After Hours and Non FM through enough to know them pretty well. I like them both a lot for different reasons. And then this new album felt like the perfect marriage of the two
Yeah.
in some way.
Have you
So
heard my beautiful dark melancholy or whatever?
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
my dear
The
Malachi.
soundtrack to
No one's
Brandon's
brought it up
life.
yet.
Dude, that
Sorry,
The
hold
soundtrack
on.
to Brandon's 20s.
No.
that EP literally dropped. Purvis was there. It dropped like the week I got into like the worst breakup of my life. Like
Oh,
at this point, like
I was
the worst.
waiting for someone to bring it up. No one had said the album
Dude,
yet, and I was like,
yeah,
"Is this like
my beautiful dark?" Because like to me, I think that was the first time he released a conceptually consistent project. Right? It was just an EP, and
it was
like the
short.
concept is horrifyingly sad. Right? Like it is like it is way sadder than the trilogy. Like
I remember some of our conversations. I just remember you come into the blue store. You're just like, "Purvis, I'm not good today." And I'm like, "What?" Just like it's the weekend.
it's like,
yeah,
dude, call out my name. Insane.
Wasted times.
Wasted times. Insane, dude.
So
Man,
good.
my 20s
Yeah.
were a war zone anyway.
So,
Like,
to summarize
Hey,
everything that I said, it's the way I feel about it is musically super consistent to a point where I feel like sometimes I can't pick out that growth has actually happened. But when I go and I do listen to songs across projects, you can see the growth in the songwriting. If you like you said, you zoom in, you see the growth in the songwriting, you see the growth in the aesthetic choices, the backing, the production.
yeah.
Like those areas get incrementally better over time. And it's just a matter of he's always had an excellent performing style and voice. And
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a blessing and a curse, but yeah, I'm a real fan of the current trilogy. Big fan.
Sick.
Okay. I feel like I'm the only one that came into the project like on a low, because Brandon knows I didn't like Don FM. It bounced off me like
Really?
Yeah,
You don't.
Don
I
FM.
love Dawn FM.
It's so good.
It is
Cozy.
it is ultimately, I guess, spoiler alert, it is ultimately my least favorite of this trilogy. But Dawn FM's so fucking good. You're crazy. And it is also like the first, because like After Hours as an album like has meaning, but like there's a lot of songs where it's like, this is Heartless, like this is just fun bullshit. This is not real.
Yeah.
Dawn FM is where he really starts to step in to like actually writing real songs. Like I Heard You're Married Now is like a very that song's complicated.
Yeah, it is.
The one with Tyler is real interesting.
I gotta pull it up. I gotta pull up the list.
Because for me, Brandon knows, and like I intentionally didn't even talk about it because I knew he liked Don FM. I really, really, really did not like Don FM, and I think it was just the sound didn't click for me. Whenever it came out, it was not something that was meant for me.
Yeah,
I think
back that like I won't even put it in my top 5 Weeknd albums.
So I have a theory. I have a theory on this.
Okay.
I think a big part of that is because, for me personally, and I don't know if this is true or not, it feels extremely, extremely influenced by stuff that came out around the time when The Weeknd was working with Daft Punk, where the funk sound that kind of permeates the album almost feels a bit like an extension of stuff that you'd see on Random Access Memories. And so for me, it makes it super palatable because it puts it in a context of like an artist I like who is adjacent already to that project, where it just feels like you're taking two artists and making a Venn diagram, and Don FM just sits in the middle. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Like I love because to me it combines like a lot of influences. Like one, I think more than Starboy, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Melancholy, I think it sounds more like the mixtapes. Like less like the mixtapes than After Hours and Hurry Up Tomorrow, but more than Starboy. And also like the massive funk. Quincy Jones is on the album, like literally telling stories. Like really doubling down on the synth pop vibes from After Hours. And also like a big house music vibe. And I'm a huge house music listener. So, like the Take My Breath like album version that is like a 5-minute long dance song that feels like a descent into hell is like really up my like.
Brandon, what's your favorite song on Don FM?
That's hard.
Probably Gasoline. Like
the one.
Yeah, Gasoline or the one with the real big bass line. What is it?
That's is that Starry Eyes?
No, Starry Eyes is great. Starry Eyes is if you made the post thing from Faith, the outro to Faith, an entire song.
Right.
Is There Someone Else? That's the other one I really like. Yeah. Is There Someone Else?
I will say though, after this, I did go back and re-listen to this trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate it a lot more. I'm not saying it's not high on my list. I'll tell you right away. It's not high on my list. It wasn't a big shift for me, but I appreciate it more. I appreciate some of the songs off of it for the quality more. But like the overall story, it still doesn't click for me. And it might just be because I'm not into synth sounds and all of that. But the influences that Hurry Up Tomorrow has from this album, I do appreciate.
Right, because like there's a lot of songs. Like I feel like more than any other album in his career, there's a lot of songs from Hurry Up Tomorrow that feel like Dawn FM. More than anything else.
Mixed together, yeah.
Yeah, like
I appreciate it a lot more.
Drive especially just probably should have been on Dawn FM. Right?
It feels like an exact. You literally take After Hours and Dawn FM and go.
Right.
That's what I feel like to me. It's like exactly down the middle.
Yeah.
Damn, what a good album.
Dude, what a good album.
I'm serious. I had like 5 concerts this week.
Dude, I could not stop
listening.
One in the
car.
I literally could not stop. The only thing, I mean, obviously to listen to stuff that wasn't music, but like I was listening to this. I listened to After Hours a bunch this week. I listened to Dawn FM a bunch this week. Yeah. And obviously like, other things too, because you can't do all of it at once. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, it's been this album is really something special. Like, it really does feel like we're at the end of. He did it. He made it feel like it was the end of another trilogy. Because the thing about After Hours and Dawn FM is that they are very disparate, right? Like, you do have to kind of make it.
Made it seem like this is the end of the Weeknd to me, having Hurry Up Tomorrow loop back into.
That's.
Yeah.
I think
That was
that's
the story,
been
though.
that's been the theory for a long time.
Narrative. Yeah.
Consensus, I think,
Like,
yeah.
I think he's gonna start releasing music under his real name.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't made it that far. I don't know what I'm thinking is next.
my
I
thing
think
is
he's
that
gonna start going under Abel, and he's gonna just try and
he might
put the Weeknd behind him.
like do an entire sonic change.
Yeah,
Right.
just like mature
Yeah.
in his career.
Yeah,
The weekday,
the weekday.
he's gonna get a job. He's gonna.
What
be
if he
respectable.
just
Oh,
adds
no.
the E?
Oh yeah. Well, no, he gave it to Lord. He can't just get it back.
I'm sure Lord will understand. Like,
Okay, Jasper. That okay.
that was good. That was very
There's
good.
a picture of them together from like 2012, and it's like the Weeknd giving Lord the E from his name colorized. I'll have to find it. I'll put it in the group chat.
I'm upset that this
Wait.
exists.
Everyone on the internet needs to see the meme I made today, thanks to Purvis.
Yes.
We can
I
put it in the
promise.
thumbnail then.
I'm
Dude.
probably going to, but I'm
Yeah.
going to show it anyway, just in case I don't.
Okay.
Purvis said, "We ride at dawn" after we transferred each other tickets, so we were all caught up. And I said, "We ride at Dawn FM."
Wait. I'm so Jasper. If I could, I'm gonna just start screenshotting some of the texts. I'm pretty sure at this point this week, I just text Brandon, my car speakers aren't loud enough. I fully meant that.
Dude, it was nuts. It was nuts. Okay, so what were our expectations going into this? Because in some ways, I was also kind of going in this on a low because I did not like Sao Paulo.
Really?
Interesting.
I did.
Wow.
Oh,
I
we
like
were
it
gonna
much
talk
more
about
in the
it, too.
context of the album. It's still probably my least favorite song.
Yeah, I want to talk about that song.
I did not love Sao Paulo. I like it. I did not love it.
I can agree, like, partially with you. I think the two singles he released were the two weakest songs.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't listen to Timeless because I just don't like Playboy Cardi. I'm going to keep it real. I just did not want to listen to Playboy Cardi. That was a mistake. I really like Timeless, actually. And,
Yeah,
like,
it's a good song.
I even it's the first song I think ever where it's like, oh, I actually like Playboy Cardi's contribution to this song. Like,
Yeah.
like I actually did really, really like Timeless. Like, I agree it's not in the top tier of the songs for this album, but I actually like that song. And I didn't listen to it because I was like, it's a Playboy Cardi song. I don't I know I'm going to listen to the album. I don't need to do this to myself now.
I think that's really the only reason it was put out as a single, because Playboy Cardi's on there and he's such a big name.
He's such a big name now. And like you can tell, it's like by far the most popular song on the album. But that'll equalize. But at the same time, like, it is very good. Like, I see why it's a hit.
Think of how many Dylans are going to be at Soldier Field just to see
Man,
the party.
God.
you're gonna see some of the baddest girls next to like this crazy Dylan kid.
Don't say that. Everybody who likes Playboy
God,
Cardi.
talk about the perfect venue for scaring the hoes. Like,
Soldier Field.
no, the hoes will be there for the weekend, and then the Playboy Cardi fans will be there to scare them.
Yeah, I don't know how this concert is gonna work. I mean, I'm ready for it, but that's gonna be.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the Weeknd's rendition of Vamp Anthem.
yeah.
I'm down. I don't
No, you
care.
are.
I'm down.
I know you
Now, for his tour, do you think there's going to be an opener? Oh, wait, Playboy Cardi's with him.
Cardi,
Yeah,
yeah.
Playboy Cardi.
Like, I feel like,
Yeah.
which is insane to say that's an opener, but
No,
anyway.
it's not. No, it's not. No, I mean
The
nobody.
difference is yes, but
It's
yeah,
gonna be
I
an
know
early
what he
start.
means.
This is a
Saying
bigger
Playboy
moment.
Cardi is a opener is insane. He
No,
closes
it's
out
not.
festivals.
It doesn't matter. The Weeknd is too big for festivals. Critical Mass, he's the biggest artist on earth, even eclipsing Michael Jackson.
I understand that. I'm not
Even-
arguing how big the Weeknd
No,
is.
no,
I'm just saying the sentence within itself.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of crazy.
I
Okay,
see what you mean. I see what you mean. In any other context, Playboy Cardi wouldn't even open for Travis. They co-headline, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like SZA. Like
but the-
SZA's opening for Kendrick. It's like, what?
yeah.
But it's Kendrick.
But the thing is that like Kendrick and SZA are relatively similar in size, and like the difference between Playboy Cardi and The Weeknd is massive,
Yes.
right? Like, that's just because like Kendrick is like the most popular rapper on the planet, and SZA is an R&B singer. Like,
I was going to say the biggest female R&B singer right now.
question,
Yeah,
just small detour. Do we consider SZA as part of the alternative R&B movement?
I would think so.
I would agree,
Well,
right?
Time out. I have a question. This is something that I have not understood.
Like, are we
for a
in Cutland, or are we just?
I was going to say timeout of a timeout.
flag on the play. I need to know. Alternative R&B as a term gets thrown around a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
At this point, is it safe to say that alternative R&B is basically R&B? Because I don't know what regular R&B is at this point.
No, I think regular R&B still has like a sound. Like, I think if you listen to like, I think like Ari Lennox is probably the biggest
Or like
name.
Mary J. Blige or something. I don't know.
No, I think like yeah, it's definitely true that like alternative R&B is like much bigger, because like the biggest R&B artist of the last 10 years came out of that movement. But it's still a response to an original sound.
True. I guess
It's
then I
like
don't know.
it's like when Nirvana was the most popular rock band, they didn't stop being alternative rock, right?
True,
Because like there was still a response to that, and that I think that comparison is really good, because like it wasn't just Nirvana was the most popular band, that was the most popular sound, but it was still an alternative, right? So I get it. It's like confusing because like Frank Ocean, Miguel, SZA,
The
The Weeknd, Brent Faiyaz, like they're the biggest names in R&B.
Daniel Caesar.
I feel like Daniel Caesar is kind of
Yeah, I was
more.
gonna say,
He's more traditional R&B.
Yeah.
In my opinion, then, having very limited knowledge of traditional R&B relative to alternative, I would put SZA in the alternative group because I consider that to be like a pop R&B.
Yeah.
Almost.
I think like the other thing is that like, is she just a pop artist, which is fine. Like Rihanna is a pop artist, Beyonce are pop artists. I don't think it's like alternative or regular R&B. I think
That's fair.
Is she a pop artist, or is she in? Because I think if she's, or do you consider her more like the soul? Because like neo soul is just not as popular as a genre, but it does exist.
It's Janae Oki, and that's about it.
Yeah, she's like the biggest out of it, but she's not really R&B. Like Coco Jones is like more of like a traditional R&B sound.
Oh, you're asking traditional?
Yeah, I'm like asking like who is like a modern kind of like traditional R&B.
Very traditional. It's not a lot. Like you said, Ari Lennox would lean more towards traditional.
I would definitely say so.
Daniel Caesar would lean more towards traditional. I mean, and that's the thing about
like maybe
R&B.
Giveon.
At times, yeah.
Yeah, at times Giveon is definitely more traditional than he is. Like more of the 90s R&B. Because like I don't think we're talking about like rhythm and blues out of the 70s. We're talking about like the 90s, 2000s kind of.
Absolutely not. The whole R&B wave, it moved to alternative just because I feel like
it was huge. It was like,
Yeah, I was about to say, not to get too deep into like the whole subject, but I feel like how people talk about love. I feel like traditional R&B is very like yearning and like chasing after someone. And maybe that's changed. Like the music taste has changed within how people consume that. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, back to this album.
Yes. Enough timeouts of timeouts.
Okay. Do we want to go over track highlights? Is that how we want to start this? Because it's a long album. I don't know if we want to go track by track.
Let's not. I can just give you my list, and I think we can go by list if we want.
Yeah. What are your top 5 favorite songs?
Top 5. All right. I'm gonna say "Wake Me Up."
We can talk about more than 5, but
I'm gonna say, and this is not in order. "Wake Me Up," "Cry for Me," "Sao Paulo," "Open Hearts," and "Niagara Falls."
Ooh,
that's good.
Good choices.
And then honorable mentions, I would have Reflections, Laughing, and Timeless. I think those are both very good songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go, Jeff.
Go ahead.
No, you can go.
So I would have to say, not in any. Hurry Up to
Yeah.
Take Me Back to L.A.
Good song.
Cry for Me. Baptized in.
Jeff, you're kind of cutting in and out a little bit.
He's lagging a little bit.
Yep. You hear me now?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
So I said, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Take Me Back to. Cry for Me. Baptized in Fear. And The Abyss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Banger.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's nuts. I would say mine is, if I have a favorite, it's Cry for Me. It's Cry for Me, Baptized in Fear, Given Up on Me, Red Terror, and Without Warning.
Man,
Yeah.
this is tough.
Yeah. Well, there's just so much, right? There is, because I sent some hot takes to Jeff and Purvis the day it came out, because it just released on a bad day for me. I don't think there's any bad songs on this. I think there are some creative choices that I'm like wrinkling my forehead at. And I think there are some that just objectively do have the effects.
I didn't realize Florence and the Machine were on Reflections Laughing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's wild. That's a wild pick.
that's some yeah. For me, it's Cry for Me, Reflections, Laughing, Enjoy the Show, Give It Up on Me. That 3-song run.
I've really come around on Enjoy the Show. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. So those Reflections, Laughing, and Enjoy the Show are the two songs I have the biggest problem with. Right.
I remember.
So with Reflections, Laughing, I really like the song. Initially, I thought like the Weeknd, like the first part of the song before the Travis thing, because I had it spoiled that Travis was on the song.
Okay.
Right. So like I thought it would probably be like a big beat switch, because it was like just like a very slow, the kind of song that would have a Florence and the Machine feature rather than a Travis Scott feature.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, it just felt like the feature doesn't do anything for me. Like it feels like a weird inclusion. I think Travis, like it just feels like a weird song to organically want Travis Scott to be on. You know what I mean?
Did you see the theory of what the song was about?
No. But what I will say, I want to hear the theory, but what I will say, and I want to make this clear, is that I do think as far as like doing something interesting, I think Travis Scott did as good as you could possibly expect.
Mhm.
Right. So like this is not a problem I have with Travis Scott. This is just like, I just don't think it works for the song. Like it was, I think it's aesthetically very pretty, but it was already like, I've come around on the song as a whole, but it is still probably one of the weaker songs. I probably like it more than San Paulo, which I still do like a lot, which we'll get to that song. And then Enjoy the Show, I have come around much more on, because I think that song is excellent. The actual like conceptual point he arrives at by the end of the song is insane. But
there's always a but.
Take a deep breath.
No, it's just no, it's not. Here's the thing, right? It's that when Future comes in with his singing,
it's weird. It's weird.
It like
you guys don't know.
No, and like, dude, like no. Like it's warming up on me. And look, once he starts rapping, I'm like, yes, I think this is the exact kind of song I want on Future and the Weeknd. Right. Yeah. So this Enjoy the Show, easily in my upper half of the album as far as the song goes. It's just that like, and like, listen, some people really like it. I watched the Fantano review. He thought Future did a great job singing. So who knows? Maybe it's not me, but I will know that when I showed this album to Rachel, when Future came in, she laughed. We had to turn off the song because it was fun, right? And I know several people who have had that reaction. And like, I don't think he's like a bad singer. I just think like it's just he's Future, and the song is 45 minutes into the album. We've just spent 45 minutes listening to one of the best singers of a generation. Like,
Should we read our text from last night?
I don't think Future's voice is meant to go that high. I'm gonna keep it a buck with
Dude,
you.
Right.
I'm trying to tell y'all. go listen to Hendrix.
like no,
Y'all
I've listened to
know.
Hendrix. Hendrix is good. Hendrix is good. I think
So good.
it's good. I just don't think the singing ability is
Yeah, there's
at
a
the
difference.
level. Like it's not that it's not good in its own right. It's the Playboy Cardi thing. It's not that he's not, it's the scale.
There's a difference.
But
between
I do really like the song.
Yeah,
And I think
There's-
the singing evens out. I just think it's that first 6 bars is like rough.
and Purvis, to your point, there's a difference between what's going on Hendrix and what feels like Future doing his impression of The Weeknd on The Weeknd's album.
Okay, then. Look, that's only because The Weeknd is a singer. It feels that way.
Yeah.
But-
I know.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
totally
saying.
fair.
It's all about relative. It's relativism because it's all in the same project. It's you're comparing
It's
unconsciously.
true. It's true. I know.
And-
I'm just saying.
And like I obviously love the meta narrative of like The Weeknd was all over the 2 Future albums from last year. So it's like,
Yeah.
obviously I want Future to be on this album.
Yeah.
You texted me yesterday. You said, "Enjoy the show is a great song, but man, I laugh every time Future comes in singing. I'm not even saying it's bad." And I just go, "Future Hendrix is the top 5 R&B artist of all time." You just go, even up there with Brown Sugar and What's Going On. And I said, up there with Martin Luther, Whitney, Stevie, and then Hendrix.
Wild.
He is a top R&B artist. I'm not being serious, but it's a good song.
It is a very good song. It is undeniably a very good song. I don't think there's a bad song on this whole album. Right? I was like I think my biggest critique of this album is I don't know, like maybe there was a better song called Drive that came out in the last 6 months. That's as far as I can go. Like
And even that's debatable.
I don't
will
know.
say,
That's
though,
just a song is incredible. Like, and Drive is fantastic, but it doesn't stick out as like one of the best songs on here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even on the low end, I've come to terms with understanding, or not even understanding, just accepting that like it'll probably grow on me. The first time I listened to the album, this was the first night of album I've listened to in probably years, if I'm being honest, and it hit. But I immediately was like, oh, it feels kind of bloated. But even their songs, like for me, where is it? I Can't Wait to Get There, Big Sleep, like it just hasn't hit yet. But I was like, I'm sure it'll grow on me.
Yeah.
And that's how good the album is. I just kind of accepted, like, it didn't hit for me, but it probably will in the future.
No, I feel that. I think some of the last songs on the album, like The Abyss on, like they really captured me. Like I really do want to take some time to talk about Red Terror because I think as a concept that is a insane like level of like because it's about his mom, right? Like,
Did you watch the video?
what video?
There's a music video to Red
I have
Terror.
not watched it. No, I've just been listening to it. I have not had time to watch anything.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. Oh, and also I will say this: if this is my biggest critique, I don't like how all the music videos and all the promotional material for this was made for the Apple VR headset that no one has. Like,
that is true.
Weird choice. Weird rollout choice.
I get it.
Apple
Like,
has to have one up on Spotify somehow.
I get it. I get it.
Contract.
I get it. Do the interviews and everything. It's just, I don't know. Like, I didn't love it. Like, so I haven't watched a lot of the videos because every time I open up one of them, it says, for the optimal experience, put on the glasses. And I'm like, okay, well, then I'll watch Megan Thee Stallion shake ass again, I guess. I don't know.
And can we talk about Sao Paulo for a second?
Sure. Let's talk about
Yes.
Sao Paulo.
There's
I
a
have-
couple things.
I think I figured out where it sits musically, and I want your opinions. If this is a valid take, maybe this is like how we sum it up. But Mike Dean, right? Mike Dean is all over this. Mike Dean was all over Utopia. To me, this is like exactly the same song musically, not including like the performances, but musically the same song as Del Resto off of Utopia if it were produced by Kanye during the Yeezus era.
Well, there's too many layers. going
Yeah,
on.
this
Hold
is
on.
too much. Yeah.
Wait.
I'm
Oh,
not invested in Utopia enough to answer that. Like, I know what you mean. The one with Beyonce.
Beyonce song off of
Yeah, I know which
You
one
want
it is.
Beyonce? I know that song.
Yeah.
But then you said produced by Kanye and then
Yeah.
something else.
It's just like no, it's like if Kanye did a production version of Del Resto, like the intensity and like the like energy of the or like the synth that's going on in it, it's like similar cadence to Del Resto. It's just like more aggressive in a way that feels like if Kanye were to like produce the same thing, basically.
I guess to me, and I guess this is almost cheating, but like I'm familiar with some like Brazilian and like Portuguese house music because my friend Rafa and everything, and like
Yeah.
Anita, the featured artist on there. So like
Yeah.
that was my immediate pull. Is that
Sure.
this sounds like music from Sao Paulo because that's where he announced his whole album. It was part of the rollout. Right. So it's to me, that was my initial thing. So I didn't so much get that. But I do think Sao Paulo is a wonderfully constructed song.
Yeah.
It is just a lot. It is just a lot of bouncing beats in your face all at once.
Yes.
And I think I think it's like very well sequenced. And I think it has like a nice journey. It's not just like the same sound over and over again. It is like that big wall of sound done very well. But like to me, it gets more interesting in the back half, and it's like I would really want to get the Baptized in Fear. That's just how I am. Like,
yeah. I mean that was based. It sounds like your take was going to be my take because I remember texting you this week where I was just like, "Oh, I have a take on Sao Paulo," where it's like I did hate it. I absolutely hated the song when it like came out as a single. I was like, "This song is terrible. I don't enjoy it. The music video made no sense." And like, if the whole album was going to be this type of music, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. But when I listened to this for the first time and I heard "I Can't Fucking Sing" and it goes into this, I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, this
Yeah.
is perfect."
Yeah.
This is
no,
perfect.
it conceptually and narrative wise, like what it's doing on the album, excellent sequencing.
So much appreciation for it.
Yeah, so much.
All of the field is gonna shake when this comes on. Like the
Yeah.
entire where we're sitting is gonna be swaying, like the whole
Yeah.
thing.
I'm excited. I told Brandon if I hear "I Can't Fucking Sing," I'm gonna be in danger because
Yeah.
I know what's coming next.
Facts.
All right, Purvis, what were you going to say about the Red Terror music video? Because I have not seen it. So
I mean, it's a very weird video. It's hard to explain, but it seems like it's just a kid running away from a monster, and at the end, he's literally peeling off his skin.
What music video over the weekends isn't weird?
That is also true.
reminder.
I do not deny that. Like, but no, I didn't have any. I was just wondering if you saw the video because you said it's about his mother.
Yeah. So if you listen to it, it's like he refers to himself as her and stuff. And from my impression of it, and I think this is also like what a couple other music writers have settled on, is that it's the story, him telling his story of his mom immigrating from Ethiopia to Canada from the perspective of his mom. And it's like that, I think, is just like the level of like insightful songwriting that like we just didn't get until After Hours and really Dawn FM. And now to have like this last four with The Abyss, Red Terror, like it's like something
without
waiting.
a warning. Without a warning. And
without a warning and Hurry Up Tomorrow. Like I think he just really delivers on making statements and like saying something with his music, which I think has always been his weakness. A weakness I think, given the context, I think is totally fine. You know, but that's where I am. I really do appreciate that song, Red Terror.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like a lot of artists that we've seen recently, maybe it's just because they're getting a little bit older or they're opening up their spectrum in terms of like what they can produce or what they can create. But it's a lot more introspective. Like artists, like the entire Chromacropia is about Tyler taking off the mask finally. So it's like you're getting a really deep, meaningful song that's like breaking down how a person functions. Like we don't really think about artists in that sense sometimes, but like how you see your own mother and father, like that's important. And if you could put that into a song, I have so much appreciation for that.
Oh, 100%.
That's more than art at that point.
Yeah, I think in the 2020s, I think this will bear out. I think like a lot of artists are really taking an approach to like making these highly cohesive, highly like experiential albums like as a way to stick out in the streaming era.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think that's how Chromacopia, GNX, this Hurry Up Tomorrow, Bando Stone, I think a lot of albums, the Forever Story, I think a lot of them stick out by being these like these experiences, I guess. And like I think that brings me to like one of the only things that really does like puzzle me about the album is all the interludes, right? Like you brought it up, like the can't fucking sing thing. I think that was a excellent like little sequence, like a little audio sequence to like ramp you from Cry for Me to Sao Paulo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why it's its own track. Like,
yeah,
and knowing that everything has like pretty much everything has meaning, right? Like I'm wondering what's the meaning behind like all of these like intros. Like I know some of them are a little bit more developed, like the one that's before Reflections Laughing, opening night is like more of like an interlude than just like a skit.
Mm-hmm.
But it is just like, it is right up front. Like there's only a couple of them, but it's like, to me, it's very odd. Like I'm not saying that those pieces of audio shouldn't be part of the experience. I'm just like,
why is it its own track basically?
Yeah. And like, I think just inherently like any other album that has like such tight transitions, I do think it's like a little jarring when you listen to the songs out of order, but only a little. Like, I don't think it does much for that. Like,
I feel like albums like this anyway, this is an album I want to sit down and actually listen to. Even if it's for a short period. If I could break this up between 3 different listening periods, I would do that instead of listening to random tracks.
I agree, but like sometimes I just don't want to listen to a whole album. Like sometimes like I'm just like I'm walking to the store and I don't have time for any kind of whole album. So like I'm gonna put in And like I do think and like
to chime in.
Go ahead.
Did anyone else get the vinyl?
No.
I have not. And it's
the vinyl does not come with all the songs, and it comes with songs that are on.
What songs are missing?
There's a couple of songs missing. That's why I didn't.
There's 2 songs. So here, let me pull up the songs because it doesn't even come with the fucking track list.
Yeah, there's a couple songs and it's out of order.
It's so out of order.
It's very weird. I don't understand.
He was clearly tweaking this. He clearly pressed the vinyl before the album was done.
I mean, potentially, but I feel like you just said, the transitions are very important in this album. Going from Baptized to Fear and Open Hearts, like you have to listen.
Yeah, like I feel like if that was released in 2018, that would have just been a beat switch.
Yeah.
It's Give Me Mercy, I believe. No.
Oh, interesting.
And Society. And so on side A, it's Without a Warning, Cry for Me, Sao Paulo, Society, Take Me Back to LA. Side B, The Abyss, Open Hearts, Timeless, Give Me Mercy, Runaway, Red
That's a
Terror.
completely different order.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane.
That's nuts. And like he doesn't have Baptized in Fear and Open Hearts next to each other, and those songs like
are essential.
I think the break. I think that's the high point of the album. Is like going from Baptized in Fear and Open Hearts. I think is the best part of the album, and that's insane to me because this seems like perfectly crafted.
Yeah, I'm shocked it's not a double album, but I also think he's waiting to drop.
He'll drop a deluxe. Album. He always does. You know, like he is the biggest artist in the world. This is a machine. Like,
yeah. On that note, do we want to talk about any potential tour expectations, or do we want to give it a grade?
The tours, the movie.
Oh yeah, the movie. Yeah, I'll believe it. Like my whole thing is I'll believe it when I see it. I believe this one more than the Bando Stone movie, but only by a little. Like, and the only reason why I believe this one is because this one has an actual film studio attached to it, which was one of the big reasons I called on the Bando Stone thing. I'm like, there's no movie studio. Like this one actually has Lionsgate and like a actress with a day rate, like or like an expensive day rate that you can't just pay out of pocket.
And he has been an actor within the last what?
Yeah, he has. That we try not to talk about it. The Palestinian community did forgive him for it. Like,
okay.
Anyway,
yeah. So it is. Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for the tour. The tour is like very clearly like about the trilogy, not just this album. Like, Hurry Up Tomorrow is actually the only album not named in the tour title. Like, and yeah, no, this is probably me and Purvis went back and forth about what's the concert we're most excited for next year, and this is probably mine. Like,
oh, you changed it to this one?
You know, like I was always like I was with you. I agree. My big argument was that, like, you know, like, yes, I've seen Kendrick before. Yes, I've seen SZA before. Like,
both.
Yeah, but I've never seen a tour with two huge artists.
Yeah.
Right, like that. So it's like that is unique in its own way. But no, this is just after getting back into it, like, you know, The Weeknd is probably the artist I've like listened to the most in the last 15 years. Like, yeah, there are artists that, like, if you ask me who am I most impressed with on a creative level, I would probably put above him. But like, we're talking about like Kendrick Lamar and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Era, Fantasy Era Kanye, and like LP. Like, like
I mean, the closest thing to where you get two megastars would be when Kanye was supposed to go on tour with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, or like Kanye, Jay-Z.
Man, I'm glad Kanye and Lady Gaga didn't happen.
I was gonna go to that with my brother. Like, I don't know. I think that's weird and cool. I think artists should do more weird and cool things.
Donald Glover has a whole
Weird, not cool.
about that on Weirdo.
Yeah, I think people need to do more weird and cool things.
It is weird. I don't know if it's cool, but
all right. Shall we grade it?
Yes.
Yes. Why are we wasting our time? I'm giving this an A, maybe A plus.
Yeah, A plus. Depending on my mood. No lower than an A.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think if I have like one criticism, is that Dawn FM and After Hours are incredibly focused albums. Right? Like they're very trim. They don't have a lot of fat. I don't go so far as to say this album is bloated, but it is long.
It's very long.
It is long, and it is not so good that you don't feel like it's long. Right? Which is fine. The Lord of the Rings is long, and it's one of the best things ever made. Like, so, you know, very minor complaint, A plus A. But if I have one critique, it's that, like, this is less of the things I love the most about the previous two albums. But I love this album a lot. I think I like it more than Dawn FM, but less than After Hours.
Give it some time. All right, what are you guys' grades?
A.
Easy A.
Yeah. Jesus. All right. Well,
we saw the thing where it was like, how disrespectful The Weeknd to release album of the year in fucking February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, January.
Whenever this came out,
Yeah.
How dare you?
He did it in 2022 too. Dawn FM. I'm taking it away from Dead Zone Curry.
Push it.
Like, dude, it was my second top album, my first Golden Nugget.
I guess that's fair.
All right.
I don't have
recommendations.
Recommendations.
I have recommendations.
I gotta find recommendations. Hold on.
I can go first because both of my songs are just degenerate night music to go along with the weekends.
This is all I've been listening to. Like,
yeah. So, this is a song I actually brought up to Purvis like a couple weeks ago that's just been on repeat because it's so fucking good. From an album that I liked a lot but just did not stick to. Too Many Nights, Metro Boomin, Don Toliver, and Future.
Yes.
Song is constantly so good.
Very good.
Nice.
Bottega Veneta, Whenever You Ride With Me.
Slaps.
Very good.
So good.
So good.
Too Many Nights. So good.
I'll go next.
Well, real quick, that song gave us the meme. The
I sent it to him, and I didn't think he knew.
What
I
meme?
Peanut butter
think
house.
Brandon knows it was.
Yeah,
What meme?
it's pretty good. The Don
That's
Toliver
something-
mispronouncing things.
Oh, yeah.
Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Go
him
ahead, Jordan.
looking like the evil dude from Despicable Me.
Yeah. He dresses like an oversized schoolboy in the music video.
So I'll go next. I don't know how I've never heard of this song. So it's Paul Wall and That Mexican OT, Covered in Ice.
Oh shit, was that from Texas Technician?
I believe so. I came
Yeah.
across on a playlist.
It's
like,
really,
"Oh,
really
I've
good.
never heard this.
It's really, really good. It's just, I like Texas Technician a lot. It just wasn't as good as the other collab they have. So when I listen to it, when I want to listen to Mexican OT and Paul Wall, I just put on Johnny Dang. But
Yeah,
no, that
exactly.
song's
That's
really
the one.
good.
That slaps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That one slaps. But I didn't even know they had this one.
No, yeah. I listened to Texas Technician last year. It's very, very good. I'd be fucking with them Texas Mexicans. I'd be telling you.
I'll go next. Moving on. I'll go next. Mine is a bit. We're doing a bit this week.
Please save us.
My first one. That's a new one. Instead of make it stop, just save us. My first one is gonna be "How Do I Make You Love Me?"
Okay.
Of Donna.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I like that one a lot. Purvis.
Yes. It took me a while to find because all I've been listening to is this album. But
Me too, but
yes. I'm sorry. Spillage Village is finally dropping a vinyl. If you guys don't know who that is, it is essentially everyone from Dreamville before they were Dreamville.
yeah.
This track called Mom absolutely slaps. Jid, Earth Gang. You need to listen to it. Figure out who Spillage Village is. That's my first.
Village sounds like a tribute band to King Gizzard and the Wizard.
I like Spillage Village. I listened to their songs with Earth Gang last year.
So good.
Yeah, very good.
So good.
Nice. Brandon, what do you got?
Okay, so my next one is an obscure song from the mixtape era because I am in my 30s and proud of it. I don't even know if Purvis or Jasper would have ever even heard the song. Maybe Jeff has. It's called "Rollin'" by Jackie Chain featuring Kid Cudi. I've been rolling. I ain't slept in weeks.
I play that at least once a week.
Yeah, right.
It's on my.
When you're on that Nightcrawler shit, like you have to listen to that song. It's required. Like the government sends you a letter, huh?
Given Jeff's job, that's like time and a place. That's the place to do it,
dude. When I was working overnights, I listened to this song a ton too. I was down in the South Loop, which this song dropped when like my friend Leland was going to college down there, and we were degenerates. So,
this dropped sooner than this was out in like 2008.
Oh, was it? I thought I was listening to this in like 2010.
Yeah, no, this was.
Oh yeah, this is when I found
high school. I heard this.
Yeah, I've been rolling. I ain't slept in weeks.
Jeff, what do you got?
I got a classic by Fabulous. We Get High.
Nice. Nice.
Simple and clean. My next one, my second part of the bit is going to be Travis Scott featuring The Weeknd, "Pray for Love." So why is this man so thirsty for love? We may never know.
Because he's sad. Haven't you known? He's the patron saint of sad brown people.
I had
listen to the album.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, patron saint makes more sense.
All right, Brandon, what do you got for us?
I'm done.
Dude, it's your turn.
Oh, am I the last one?
Yeah.
Freaky T.
It's so good.
Slaps.
Dude, so good.
So good.
I go Keanu Reeves. I can't say the whole lyric. Like,
it is so good.
Dude, I really like
that's what we're ending with.
Huh? That's so good.
It's very good.
She's in album mode. I'm very excited. I like Tia Corinne a lot. I think she has a chance to blow up.
Absolutely slaps. The cover art is literally her holding
a key
from You
got to hear Shaka Khan. It's very good.
You've never heard of Shaka Khan?
Yeah.
What do they teach you? It's cool. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Literally.
All right, that's signing off. Nobody's FM. Let's have Jim Carrey say a poem. Good night.
No.